That is not research. If you want to call that as a research, it must be systematic. For example, you add 1/4 spoonful, half spoonful, a spoonful, 1.5 spoonful, and see the reaction. So you will create a very systematic sequences. That is what we call research. Yeah, so it is a very thin line. Yeah, next. Yeah, so why methodology is important for research? Yeah, since that we are required to convince the scientific field, expert, academician, and even among ourselves, yeah, that the research is valid. Yeah, that is the reason why all of the methodology in all of this research requires a correct methodology, because it gives direction to deal the specific problem systematically. So it must be scientifically proven, it must be sound scientifically, and it should adhere with all of the protocols and regulations and laws that have been set by other scientists that comes before you. Yeah, and then this one is also, the methodology is very essential to help others to know why are you going to do this. Yeah, so you're mixing salt to your cooking. Why? What is the purpose? Yeah, so the methodology is important, and you need to have a sound reasons, sound justifications. Yeah, and then you also lead others, to gain an understanding on what you have been doing. So it serves a purpose, and this is particularly important since research requires a significant amount of effort, funding, and manpower. Yeah, so in order to convince people to give you grant money, research money, and people who work in this research project, it is required that you make a very strong methodology in your research. Yeah, next. Yeah, so using this very similar methodology, which have been practiced since a long time ago, thanks to this methodology, we manage to get through a lot of discoveries and inventions that are useful for our everyday life and for the sake of the humankind. For example, the antibiotics. So although it may, although when you heard the history, it may not be accidental. But when you see something that sounds to be clandestine or accidental, you may need to justify it. You may need to investigate further. For example, when I take that particular plants, I feel healthier. I feel that I have a better breathing. Okay, how do you prove you have a better breathing? So you set up a systematic research. Okay, when I take 1 glass, 2 glass, 3 glass, 4 glass, and 5 glass, and then you measure your breathing using spirometer. If the spirometer performance is increasing, then the research is proven. So it is more or less like that. So, but in this case, when you see the penicillium fungi, seems to inhibit, then Alexander Fleming designed a methodology by growing the fungi with different concentrations. If it is proven, the higher the concentration, the higher the inhibition of antimicrobial activity. So that is exactly how research methodology helps him. Next. Next. And then also we are looking at various procedures or protocol. People are trying to do a certain protocol, a procedure, how to optimize against a certain certain methodology. For example, okay, if somebody's leg require amputation, what is the best way to do that? The normal way is too painful. Okay, what should I do, in order to make it more, more methodical, where you do not need any anesthetic drug. So you need a background knowledge. Oh, apparently, when you apply this, let's say you apply the bone cut technique, you do not require anesthetic. Yeah, and then in order to validate, you need to gather the samples, you need to measure, yeah, how many cuts that you need, yeah, and then you monitor the result to see if it's positive or not. This is how they can develop a new protocol. Yeah, next. Yeah, and then also the same, yeah, the same for the food processing. For example, you want to create any cooking, for example, the yogurt or the tempeh or the ketchup, yeah, or the ketchup. Yeah, of course, yeah, in a certain stage, you'll need to ask yourself, okay, if I add the salt this amount, what happened? If I add more salt, what happened? If I add sugar, what happened? If I extend the duration of the fermentation, what happened? Yeah, so you can create a research out of this. But remember, you must stick to the methodology. You need to have a very structured way. Yeah. So this is one of them. And then next. Yeah, this is just now I already explained. Next. Yeah, and then also same thing with vaccine. Yeah, so we are, let's say we are discussing about the COVID-19 vaccines. Yeah, everyone, yeah, is on the highest speed to develop the vaccine so we can have our normal life back again. Yeah, so what happened, yeah, is that they are developing several candidates. We need to find one vaccine candidate that is more effective. How will you do that? Yeah, of course, you need to do research. Okay, this method I take from this monoclonal antibody. This one I take this clone. This one I take that clone. So multiple clones. You need to try. You need to try all of them one by one to see the virus growth. If the virus growth is lower and lower, that means the vaccine is more successful. Yeah, but you need to record. You need to structure your research. Okay, which monoclonal? How do you prepare all the experiment? How do you validate your result? Where is the control and etc.? That is why we call it a research methodology. Yeah. Next. Next. Yeah. And of course, many of this immunization also is the result of the research. Yeah. But now, yeah, we are taking the example of COVID-19. Yeah. Next. Yeah, next. Yeah, this one, I think I have enough example already. Next. Next. Yeah, this is making of the Coca-Cola, which is the food. Yeah, next. Now, yeah, you have seen all the example of how people have done research in the past. Yeah, now, yeah, since you are involved in this field of research, how do you start one and how you do it in the correct manner? This is what we are going to discuss today. Next, yeah. So, yeah, what is this? Yeah, so research methodology, they have the golden rule. Yeah, so they start with problems, yeah, or challenges and questions. Yeah, of course, when you look at the conditions, yeah, no matter how simple that be, for example, maybe since you are all students, maybe you are familiar. Okay, yeah, I play this kind of game. Yeah, whenever I find this boss, I cannot defeat him. What is going wrong? Of course, you do research. Okay, I need to see the pattern of attack, which element that the boss are vulnerable with, and etc. Yeah, so that is already called a research. Yeah, and then also, for example, like cleaning the floor. Okay, yeah, how many milliliter, yeah, of that particular disinfectant that I use so that the floor becomes sterile. Yeah, this is also how you shape the problem. Yeah, but when you start the research, you need to make sure you have the clear objective. Okay, if I find how many milliliter is optimal, yeah, to clean the floor, what do you want to achieve with that? Yeah, so for example, to achieve that particular purpose, I may be able to clean my room, or I may be able to clean my house with the most efficient manner. If I do research, I find out what is the best milliliter, yeah, the best amount, yeah, of the disinfectant, for example. Yeah, and then, yeah, next, you need to follow a specific procedures. Yeah, for example, to cleaning a home, Of course, you need to have, okay, you need to have a pail, and then you need to have a certain milliliter, or sorry, certain liter of water. Yeah, so it ensures your is consistent. Yeah, and then after that, you can break down, yeah, all of the problems into sub-problem. For example, yeah, how frequent you want to mop the floor, yeah, or how many water you need, or you use a different brand or merek. Yeah, so yeah, this you can break it down to multiple sub-problem. Yeah, and then after that, you need, yeah, to acquire a hypothesis. Yeah, because for example, when you cleaning the floor with disinfectant, your hypothesis is when I use disinfectant, the number of the microbes should be decreased, yeah, should be lowered. Now, so that is your hypothesis. Then finally, you will collect the data. Okay, I mop the floor using disinfectant A, then I pick out sample from the floor, see how many microbes left, see how many bacteria left. Yeah, if I increase the volume, yeah, does it means that the amount of the bacteria becoming less and less? If it is a yes, then your hypothesis is proven. But if you increase the volume of the disinfectant, but it does not have any effect, that means your hypothesis is not proven. So all of these framed together, it will form scientific methods. Yeah, next. Yeah, so scientific methods, yeah, is how you employ a necessary steps to investigate any natural occurrences. Yeah, of course, social science is also included here. Any scientific, yeah, a field require scientific methods, because whenever you are faced with questions by anyone, by expert, by professor, you will have a valid way to prove it, so that you will have a high credibility, yeah, and verification that your finding is indeed correct. Yeah, if you do not do it, then yeah, your result may be wrong, yeah, or there will be a distortion of result. So it is very highly encouraged that you do scientific methods. Yeah, next. Now, yeah, let us see, yeah, what are the steps required to form a golden rule of scientific method. The first one is, of course, ask a question, and then you do the background research, and then you construct the hypothesis, yeah, and then you test it by doing experiment, and then you analyze, and then you conclude and report your result. So that is the basic way of how you are doing scientific methods. Yeah. Next. Now, step in scientific method. Let us take the simplest example that we encounter every day. Ask a question. For example, yeah, when you are making bread, yeah, you want to investigate something. How a bread can rise? What are responsible for it? Yeah, of course, yeah, the bread will look better when the bread rises. Yeah, so it will give texture. Then you need to find out what makes a bread rise. Yeah, mengembang, rise. Yeah. So what is responsible for that? Yeah, that is your question. After that, where do you start from there? Yeah, from the question. Yeah, then the next step, what you should do is you need to do the background research that are associated with rising a bread. Yeah, what people have found so far. That is the second step. Next. Yeah, so you need to look for literature. Yeah, the aim of the literature, yeah, is for you to understand, yeah, the scientific explanation that has been found so far. Yeah, let's say the scientists have discovered that the bread is food, and then what contributes to the rising, for example, the gas and etc. And then in a background research, you need to identify gap. What it means is that what you need to discover is knowledge that has not been reported by any other literature. Yeah, if it is reported already, then you just confirm the research. So it's not really fully doing research because some other people have already find it already. Yeah. What you can see, yeah, what you can do, of course, look, okay. If somebody has not found why, then I am the one who is going to make the step to discover it. Another example, okay, people are keep talking about Bajaka, for example, Bajaka for cancer. Nobody has done the research before. Then how you want to proceed ahead to confirm that Bajaka is indeed anti-cancer? Of course, you need to do background research. What is cancer? Yeah, how does cancer cell work? And then what type of drug that is effective with cancer? Then you also need to do background research about Bajaka. What people have found so far about Bajaka? For sure, since Bajaka is relatively new plant, not a lot of experiments, not a lot of investigation that's being done. So that is your chance to do the research. Yeah, same thing with here. Yeah. So for example, here from the literature, yes, break down sugar. Yes, we produce more carbon dioxide because the carbon dioxide will create air pocket. That is why the bread rises. Yeah. Okay. So that is how you are looking for background research. Yeah. Next. Yeah. So and then, yeah, remember, if you want to look for literature, you need to make sure that the literature is valid. What it means by valid is that the literature has been peer reviewed. You cannot take it from the newspaper. You cannot take it from the blog. You cannot take it from social media. Yeah, the reason why is they are not the expert. They are not the competent individuals. So you cannot take responsibility of, yeah, so they have a poor what do you call that? You have a poor value in the scientific community. If you want to ask about cancer, of course you need to collect the literature from the cancer expert. You do not collect it from dentists. You do not collect it from mechanic because they are not competent. Yeah, so the way to collect this is through the book or publication. Yeah, that are indexed like Scopus, Copernicus, Thomson Reuters, Imago, and etc. Yeah, and then you can use a textbook. Yeah, of course, the best is from the recently published one. Yeah, okay, next. Yeah, and then after this, yeah, what we are going to do is we are constructing hypothesis. Yeah, what is this hypothesis? Yeah, hypothesis here, it means that, okay, we know already sugar can make, when you ferment a sugar, they can create a carbon dioxide. So when I put a sugar, it should create an air pocket. That is your hypothesis. Yeah, this is your prediction. This is your hypothesis. So you set it first based from the background research that you have found. Yeah, next. Yeah, now how do you build a hypothesis? Yeah, building a hypothesis requires you to have a, not a random guess, but you need what you call it is an educated prediction, educated guess. Yeah, let's say you are researching about bread. You cannot make all kind of bread in the world. When you want to research about the Bajaka to cancer, you cannot test all 1 million cancer patients. It is impossible, right? So in building hypothesis, yeah, of course we are doing sampling. Sampling that is representative for your research. It depends, yeah. If your research is small scale, medium scale, or large scale, yeah, it depends on the budget and depends on the scope of your research. Yeah. So how does it? Yeah. How is it formulated? Yeah. The formulation yeah, is by constructing hypothesis. Yeah, so the hypothesis is H0 and H1. Yeah, H0 is a null hypothesis. Yeah. What is this? Yeah, so you need to create H0 and H1. Yeah, null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Yeah, so it can be rejected. Yeah, so let's say you try out, for example, if you do not put some, if you let's say if you do not use bajaka, the cancer size 3 centimeter. Even if you add a lot of bajaka, the size still 2.9, 2.8, not significant. So that means that your research, yeah, do not have the evidence, yeah, do not have the enough result to support your hypothesis. So you cannot say that bajaka is effective against cancer. Yeah. So in order to result to bear fruit, it must be rejected. Yeah, the H0 must be rejected. That means that your research, yeah, has sufficient sample to support the evidence. Sometimes, yeah, it happens a lot. When you do research, you are doing these research methods, yeah, your sample size or the variation inside, yeah, create a very inconsistent result. It does not mean that, let's say, bajaka is not effective, for example. Maybe you're collecting so many type of cancer, maybe colon cancer, gastric cancer, brain cancer, etc. It may not work on all, yeah. But when you collect everyone, the size will be vary greatly. For example, sometimes it is 3, sometimes it is 2, sometimes it is 5, sometimes it is 0. So it is inconsistent. Usually the H0 will be accepted. So the evidence does not support your hypothesis. So this is important. Yeah, that's why when you design an experiment, yeah, you need to make it clear, yeah, so that the scientific community can see, yeah, whether the bajaka is really not effective or maybe your research methodology needs some improvement. That is why building a hypothesis is important. Next. Yeah, then after you find it, yeah, after you find my hypothesis, yeah, of course, the next step that you need to do, yeah, is to test. Yeah. So how do you test it? Yeah. Now, how do you know, yeah, if the bread rises? The bread rises when the volume increase. How do you know bajaka can cure cancer? I know bajaka, yeah, from my research, I know bajaka can cure cancer when the tumor shrinks. The tumor size is getting smaller and smaller. Yeah, so this is how you are going to design your experiment. Yeah, next. Yeah, now how do you design a proper experiment? Yeah, to design an experiment, yeah, so you need to look at the methodology that is validated in the literature. Yeah, so you design from the literature first. So you define the variable. Yeah, so they can be independent and dependent variable. So the variable that we change, yeah, during the experiment. Sorry, I think this is, it should be yes, correct, it's independent variable. Let's say the amount of sugar, you can change 0, 100, 200, 300, 400. Yeah, so you are setting this, yeah, 100, 200, 300, 400 gram of sugar, and then you see, yeah, that is your independent variable. So what is your dependent variables? So if you put the different amount of sugar, if you want to know that sugar is contributing to the rise of the bread, of course, the volume, the more you add the sugar, the volume will be larger, larger, and larger. So that is independent and dependent variables you need to factor in. The third, yeah, you need to put in control variable. That is what people, what many people have been forgetting. Control variable. This is very essential when you are doing scientific research that stick to research methodology. Control variables, the purpose of it, is to make sure that your experiment remains valid and the method that you use is indeed correct. Sometimes you see, whoa, the bajaka that you research, the tumor size shrinks. You think that, you may think that, oh, the bajaka is very effective. Then later you find out the shrinking of the tumor size is not because of bajaka. Because the mice, is hungry, or they are dehydrating, or they are sick, then the tumor size looks smaller. So your research is not valid anymore. That is why you need to introduce control. You introduce a healthy mice, for example. So control variables consist of two types, negative and positive control. Negative control means that you know for sure this experiment will not create result. For example, in bajaka research, you can give the mice like normal food. That is your negative control, because we know for sure the normal food will not have effect on tumor size. Now, positive control, is the control where you know for sure, when you're 100% confident, when you give this particular positive control, it will give positive result. For example, in this bajaka research, you must give the mice with chemotherapy drugs. So you need to give the placebo or zero, or you need to give the chemotherapy drug. Negative and positive control. If anything that happens, maybe your protocol is not optimized, or your protocol are not that correct, you can find out immediately in the negative or positive control. So this is how you validate the whole experiment. And then the next, the most important is, the experiment that you do need to be reproducible. You cannot do one-time treatment and then you can conclude your bajaka is effective. You need to repeat it several times. When you repeat it several times, there will be stronger evidences. So you cannot do it one time only. Even 2 times is not enough. Minimum is 3 times. The more, the better, the stronger the evidences. Next. For example, let us take from this example, which is a simpler one. Let's say your hypothesis is different carbon dioxide creates different level of bread volume or the racing bread. So what should I do? So what should I do is I set up the different sugar concentrations to see my hypothesis is correct. Because I know sugar, when it is fermented by the yeast, it will create carbon dioxide. So I expect if the sugar is more and more, that will be, the volume will be rising. But of course, you need to put negative or positive control. Negative control, you put 0, or you put salt. Salt, of course, you cannot raise the bread. Or you, for the positive control, you put baking soda. So you have a strong research design, that are relatively have lower error. Or it will not happen by chance. That is the dangerous part. Sometimes it's just accidental or clandestine type of research. That's why positive and negative control must be present at all times so that your research is valid. Next. Next. And then also, scientific method, since you do replicates, since you do repeats, you need to use a statistical analysis. You cannot judge by eye. In order for them, to be valid, you need to validate using a statistical analysis. Most commonly used is ANOVA. So ANOVA will help you determine whether your independent, whether your independent variables, is giving contribution to the dependent variable. You need to use ANOVA. You cannot just, oh, the graph rises. Cannot, it's not accepted. You must use statistical analysis by using ANOVA. After you use ANOVA, ANOVA will show that they are significant. The H0 hypothesis is rejected. That means that, oh, apparently if I add sugar, it shows they are statistically significant. Then next step is you do post hoc test. ANOVA is testing the whole experiment, 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, everything. That is ANOVA. Post hoc, you are comparing pairwise, 2, 2, 2. 0, I compare to 50. 0, I compare to 100. 0, I compare to 150. 50, I compare to 100, and so on and so forth. That is the post hoc test. When you want to compare two results, which we'll see later. The p-value that people are commonly using is 0.05. So as I highlighted, in order to increase the robustness of your result, to increase the strength, to increase the confidence, you need to do replications. You need to repeat the experiment and collect data differently. Next. So there will be a multiple way, ANOVA. So you are comparing. This is called analysis of variance. You can easily find it in the SPSS, like a statistical software, or you can use Excel. Excel, they have the plugin, analysis toolpath for you to do statistical analysis. It can be one way, several way, ANOVA or ANCOVA. So for the simple one, of course, people use one way because one dependent, one independent. Multiple way, one dependent, multiple independent. So it will report the significance. So when you use ANOVA, they will give you p-value. So let's say you are putting your experiments. When you ask the computer to calculate using ANOVA, they will give p-value. Next. For example, okay, you are putting all of your data. Then everything is calculated. You see here, in the circle one, the value is 0.006. So what does this mean? This means that the result is significant. It is significant when it is lower than 0.05. I repeat, your result, your research design is significant. Your independent variable, affect the dependent variable when the sig, the p-value, which is circled here, is below 0.05. The more significant, the lower the number. The higher the number, the more insignificant. Let's say if you calculate 0.1, okay, the significant level is not strong. The confidence is not that strong. So you cannot bring it to the scientific community because it will be rejected. Next. Okay. Apparently now you have been doing the analysis of variance, the ANOVA. Oh, the value is below 0.05. Just now you use 0, 50, 150, 200, 250. Okay, now I want to compare 0 to 50. I want to compare 0 to 100. Or I want to compare 50 to 200. What is the result? This is when we use post hoc test. Other example, let's say you are investigating 4 type plant, 3 type, bajaka, mengkudu, and benalu teh. You want to compare these 3 plants against the cancer. And then when you do ANOVA, it is significant. That means that, yeah, your research here, the plus that you are proposing have anti-cancer effect. Now I want to compare Bajaka and Mengkudu. I want to compare Bajaka and Benalu Teh. Which one is more effective? Is this comparison significantly different? This is when you use post hoc test. Yeah, post hoc tests, there are many methods that are available. Yeah, so if you use the tool pack here, yeah, it can be more than 10. And this is you need a statistic background for this. Yeah, but most people, yeah, they would like to do the t-test. Yeah, student t-test. Yeah, so this is the method that people usually use. Yeah, so you can select those. Yeah, next. Yeah, so for example, I compare sugar. Yeah, this is the pairwise content. If I compare sugar with a little sugar, the significance 0.6. Remember, the significance should be below 0.05. Yeah, sugar and a little sugar, not much different. Yeah, let's say 0 to 100. So when you compare sugar and no sugar, it becomes 0.05. That means that sugar and no sugar yield significant difference. But sugar to a little sugar, they do not have difference. Yeah. Same thing here, a little sugar compared to sugar and no sugar, you see the significance is higher. So it is not significant. Yeah, sorry, the p-value is higher. So it is not significant. Yeah, but if you compare no sugar to sugar, it is significant. Yeah. Let's say you are comparing sugar. Sugar, the result 100. Yeah. Second round, 105. Third round, 110. Then after that, you are trying with no sugar. No sugar, sometimes they can have 100, but the other replicate can yield like 80 and 85. Then if they are getting more and more separated, the sig, yeah, the sig or the p-value here will get lower and lower. This is exactly what you should do to prove your point. Yeah, you cannot rely on graph. Yeah, okay, my graph, so this one is higher, this one is lower, so I know this one is better. No. The only way to validate first is to see whether they have statistical significance. Yeah, for example, here you are using Tukey HSD. Now, yeah, when a judge or when a scientific community see that, okay, you are doing statistical analysis, then your result is confident. Yeah, because sometimes, yeah, there will be a lot of cases where the result is very close. Maybe you use sugar 99, 97, 96, and then without sugar 92, 97, 95. So they are very close. So how do you justify, how do you validate this? The only way you can convince is using this method. Yeah, ANOVA and post hoc. Yeah, next. Next. Yeah, can you click next? Yeah, okay, while waiting for the slide to move, yeah, so after you see all of the tables, yeah, in the screen, you are confident that only when you compare sugar and no sugar, they give effect. So a little sugar, yeah, have no effect at all. Yeah, so in the conclusion, what you can say is, yeah, oh, yeah, only when you compare sugar, yeah, with this.
Okay, wait, maybe the photo, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, now, how do you share a tips? Yeah, so there are a lot of statistical software available. Yeah? So the previous one, for example, it is from the SPSS, the Excel with analysis toolpack. So these software are the most commonly used. Yeah. Then people will also wonder, okay, yeah, how should I do the statistical method? Yeah. So the other way that you can do is you can take a look, yeah, at other researcher on what method that they are using. So you can adopt it to your own research. Yeah. Let's say a judge come to you, which statistical method that you use? Why do you use this? Yeah, you can say that, okay, I am using this based on this literature, where is the method is this, and this. Yeah, so that is the way on how you are constructing the result and analyze your result. Yeah, okay, I think I can share my screen. Yeah, since I think Raihan have a okay.
Hello, Ted.
Okay, so can you see my screen, everyone? Yeah. Now, so yeah, so here, yeah, finally, when you see that, yeah, okay, apparently they are giving statistical significance, yeah, then it match. Yeah. When I add more sugar, yeah, maybe if I add a little sugar, it does not give significant result. So I need to give more sugar. When you give more sugar, then the result will be more obvious. Yeah. So when it is proven, when you give sugar, it shows a higher amount of volume, then your hypothesis is correct or proven. So when you have your hypothesis proven, you can wrap up. Yeah, okay, you can write the conclusion. Yeah, when you add more sugar, it will give more volume, so the bread will rise. There will be a chance, there will be an occasion where when you do research, it does not give you positive result. Maybe you look for alternative of the rice, or you look for the anti-cancer, antimicrobial, but they do not show anything. Your result is negative. When you do ANOVA, the p-value is above 0.05. When you do the post hoc, none of them qualify, or they're giving inconsistent result. Then it is unproven. When it is unproven, you can investigate further. Why is it unproven, for example? Or you want to optimize the process. Yeah, maybe the baking temperature is not correct when I am measuring the bread and sugar. It is possible that my flour is not in good quality, or I need to change with others. So there will be many other question mark that can make you explore about this. Yeah, so this is how you do scientific method. Yeah, but remember, after you learn all of the scientific methods, you must remember the 5 I's. Integrity. A lot of people fabricate data. Yeah, they create a fake data, a false data, so that the p-value become significant. So it is not have a good integrity. Yeah, integrity, whatever the result is, you need to report as it is. That is integrity. Yeah, innovative. So you need to think of an idea that nobody have done it before. Inquisitiveness. So you need to make it you need to make yourself, yeah, to be as curious as possible, yeah, in order to gain new knowledge, hungry for new knowledge. Do not be afraid of people when people saying that your research are stupid, no use, no objective, etc. A lot of these prominent researchers have received such. They only become successful when they are courageous, Yeah, and then they are always getting more and more curious. They keep getting curious. Like just now, before. Yeah. You want to know why it is not working? It can become a new field of research. Yeah. So this is what you can develop. Yeah. Independence, of course, independence means that it comes from your own thinking, yeah, without any coercion or without any force from other parties. Yeah, so that will be all for the presentation. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I hope that my presentation can help you conduct your own experiment that in accordance with the scientific method. Yeah, thank you very much. I would like to invite the moderator back.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Richard. Okay,
You're
so
welcome.
before we have a little problem, so after that we continue with the discussion.
Yes.
Okay, so we continue to discussion. So please let me tell you about the rules. So the audience
Okay.
can send the questions with the format of name underscore education institute underscore question. So for example, it's like that. So please, for
Okay.
participant that
Fine. Yeah.
would like
Okay.
to asking a question to the speaker, please you can do now in comment section.
Okay. I'll be right back. Yeah, in a minute. Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. So don't forget to use the format of the discussion with name underscore education institute underscore the question. Okay. So there is. Oh, okay, Mr. Okay, Mr. So the other can ask question again. So maybe we will take a few questions, maybe 2 or 3. So please wait for the speaker. Is there anyone else who would like to ask a question? Okay, so there's a lot of questions already. So we will wait for the speaker to rejoin the room. Okay.
Okay, I'm
Hello,
back.
Ken. Hello. Okay, guys, please wait. Okay. Okay, are you ready, Mister? Okay.
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, hello.
Okay.
Okay. So, so the first question is from Nanda from Syah Kuala University, asking how to make sure that in our research have a novelty.
Okay.
Hello.
How to make sure that the research have the novelty? Is that the questions?
Yes.
Now, yeah. How do you know your research has a novelty? You always remember, whenever you want to do research, you will be asked a keyword, isn't it? Yeah. So what you do is you go to the Google Scholar, yeah, or even Google, you type in your keyword. When you type in the keyword, all of the result of your search will come out. You can observe one by one if other people has done it. If it is a yes, then when you use Google Scholar or NCBI or Google, it will come out with the result. If it comes out, you read. Is it similar to what you are doing? If it is a yes, then it is not novel. If the Google Scholar and CBI, when you use a keyword, does not come up with a close result to you, that means your research is novel. Yeah, so that is the answer. Use the search engine, yeah, Scholar search engine.
Okay. So maybe moving on to next question. So the next question is from Yuda Ardiansyah from SMA IT in Santama, Bogor. Is asking about if we make a research about medicine for human and the sample potentially hazardous. So how's the way to do the experiment? Is there anything could replace human for experiment?
Sorry, sorry, can you repeat again? So because I cannot hear you
okay.
properly, can you repeat again?
Okay, so if we make a research about medicine for human and the sample potentially hazardous, so how's the way to do the experiment? If there any could replace human for experiment?
I see. Yeah. So if you want to validate, if you want to test a chemical, of course you cannot jump to human first. The step is you need to do it on the cell culture model. You call it in vitro. Now there are bioinformatics, you can predict the toxicity in silico. After you bypass in vitro model, cell culture model, then you move to in vivo. You use a mice model, monkey macaque model, or you use a zebrafish model, animal model. When you pass that, then you can move it to human. So there will be a multiple step required before you can do research on human subject. Yeah, because there will be an ethical consideration. And you need to have a informed consent, and the volunteer needs to agree, yeah, to get that particular treatment for the purpose of research. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on to another question. So the third question is from Elaine Helma Asara from Indonesia International Institute for Life Science. She asking about, is there any merit or demerit any of the stage in the research methodology?
Sorry, can you repeat again? Is there any, sorry? Is there any, sorry, I do not get the complete sentence.
Okay, so the question is,
the question in the menu chat, Pak.
Oh, you mean in the chat room, yeah?
yeah, the chat room. So
Yeah, Pak Richard can see a chat room also.
in Elaine Selma Asara from I3L asking about, is there any merits or demerits any of the stage in the research methodology?
Yeah, sorry. The question is not very clear to me. I'm not sure what you mean by any merits or the merits, but of course, yeah, each steps, yeah, have the factors that you need to pay attention to. Yeah, and then also it depending on the type of the research that you will be conducting. Yeah, so all the stages you need to make it you know, as sound as possible. Yeah, the way that you can increase the level of merits, yeah, is by benchmarking. That means that you look at other prominent researchers' work which is similar to you. In that way, yeah, the demerits or all other doubt, yeah, can be addressed properly. This is where you can start, yeah, to reduce the demerits or increase the merits. Yeah, so that will be all.
Okay, so maybe we're moving on to another question. So this the last questions maybe, yeah. from
Yes.
Farel Universitas Pajajaran. So, is it valid that we search for data from a news web?
A news web.
Yeah, maybe from news web like Kompas or Detik or other like that.
Okay, yeah. Kompas, yeah, or the newspaper is generally not accepted by a scientific community. Yeah. Only when you are collecting it from the journal publication, it tends to be accepted by the research. Yeah, you cannot collect it from newspaper. Yeah, because newspaper, yeah, the journalist, yeah, is the person who write the story. They may not be the competent person. Yeah. For example, I am seeing my neighbor got cured by this doctor or cancer. How do you know? I am not a cancer expert. That means I am not competent. Same thing with this journalist. Yeah, what they report is they are telling stories, but we cannot use their data. The only data that we can use is from the expert or from the scientific website that provides a scientific repository that have been verified by the scientific community, has been endorsed by scientific community, then yes. Newspaper is not, unfortunately. Yeah. So I hope that answers your questions.
Okay. So maybe we can continue with one more question, Mr.
Okay, sure.
Okay, wait. So maybe the last question is from Brian Saputra Pedros.
Yeah.
What is the hardest step in doing a research, and what shall we do about them?
Yeah, usually, I mean, like in my experience, the hardest step is when you are venturing the research area that do not have a lot of people working on that. This is what I think is the most difficult. If you are moving, let's say, anti-cancer research, yeah, a lot of people have do it before. You simply just read their research and adopting their methods, adopting their hypothesis, adopting their data analysis and collection methods into your research. That is easier. The hardest part, yeah, is when you are developing something that nobody has done it before. How you are dealing with that matters. Remember the golden rules, the 5I that I mentioned. Yeah, integrity, innovativeness, inquisitiveness, independence. Yeah, those are the elements that you need to adopt. But of course, you still stick to the scientific methods. Yeah, but nowadays people are collaborating, yeah, with multiple fields so that they can progress the research. Yeah, especially for the unknown subject like COVID-19. Yeah, COVID-19 is not really new, yeah, because they can use a virus that are similar like SARS-CoV and MERS-CoV as the model benchmark to create new research. So that's not so bad. Yeah, the one is difficult. For example, you want to develop a spaceship. Yeah, spaceship
Okay.
they can travel with the speed of light. Nobody has done this before. This is the difficult part. Yeah, so you need to dig out more. Yeah, more variable to observe. Yeah, but we need to remember. Yeah, the more unknown, the more risk, more difficult, but
Okay.
the reward is more. You may get a Nobel Prize. Yeah, it's very significant. Okay, so that will be all.
Okay. So
Yeah,
thank you, Mr.
you're
Richard.
welcome.
Maybe we are finished with the discussion. So maybe if you have any other question, you can ask in the group. So we already got a lot of information about research methodologies from Mr. Richard, starting from basic knowledge about research, like what is research, importance of research, step on doing research, why methodology is important in research, scientific method, and other. So maybe before I close this seminar, Mr. Noven would like to give some information about I3L?
Richard want to explain also, Pak?
Okay, so
Yeah,
ITL
maybe
and
Kak Richard
MDM,
can-
Pak Richard.
yeah, okay, so I would like to tell you about what I3L is. Yeah, so I3L stands for Indonesia International Institute for Life Sciences. So I3L have life sciences related study program in majority. Yeah, so that is our strength. Yeah, next. Yeah, so we have multiple discipline of the study program, which is divided to two primary school of facultas. Yeah, I3L School of Life Science, which consists of all of the related life science field like bioinformatics. Yeah, which involve in the computational and calculation or information technology to analyze biological data. Biomedicine, where you study about health and wellness, study up to the DNA, protein, yeah, metabolites, molecular level. Biotechnology, yeah, is how you employ all of the life science technology in order to create products. Yeah, it can be biofuel, it can be food, or it can be waste management and etc. Yeah, and then you move to the food science and nutrition. Food science and nutrition is more towards how you can assess the food and its quality for health. Yeah, so this is the scope of food science. Food technology is the study program where you learn how to process food. Yeah, for example, when you introduce heat to the meat, what happened? The pigment changes, what happened to the flavor? Yeah, what kind of molecule changes? What is responsible for the smell of the beef? Yeah, or a chicken and etc. You learn it in food technology. And then pharmacy is you are learning about drugs, yeah, how to synthesize, how to manufacture, how to give a self-care for the patients using drugs. So that is covered in pharmacy. Yeah, and then we have the I3L School of Business. Yeah, initially we have two. Yeah, business and entrepreneurship. Yeah, and Master of Biomanagement. Yeah, so these are the two primary ones, and we are expanding into three more study programs: international business management, international accounting, and creative digital marketing. Yeah, so these are the scope of the study program that being studied by I3L. Yeah, I3L focuses more on the life science-based industry, which come with healthcare, agriculture, yeah, biotechnology, and bioinformatics. So these are the four primary pillars in I3L. Yeah, next. Yeah, so I think that will be all about the explanation, yeah, about I3L. If you want to know more about I3L, I think you can contact, you can contact Noven, yeah, Novianto. Yeah, if you want to know more information. And then when you want to go, yeah, I think the registration is still open, yeah, for the September intake, yeah. I think we will have exam on when, yeah, Noven? We will have the entrance test. I think Noven forget to unmute, yeah. Okay, so you can contact us for more information on I3L. Yeah, you can contact Noven or okay, I think they are new chat. Yeah, you can contact Noven, yeah, in the chat. Yeah, 0858 9404 4749. Yeah, so you can take a look on the chat, yeah, because they already put in the number, yeah. Okay, or email nnovianto@i3l.ac.id. Yeah, so that is how you write an email. Okay, that will be all from me. Yeah, I would like to invite the moderator back.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Richard.
Yeah,
So,
you are welcome.
after that, there is some evaluation or some questionnaire from I3L you can submit. So there is the questionnaire in the chat, the bit.ly, so you can do the questionnaire. And after that, don't forget to do the presentation. So this is the link to do a present. So okay, before I closing the seminar, I have some interesting news that coincidence with today's topic. So for the next seminar, which is we're going to make a talk show, which is on next Saturday, we will invite the researcher of Bajakah Tunggal for curing of cancer for our speaker. So don't forget to join our talk show in the next Saturday because the speaker is from a researcher for of Bajakah Tunggal. So please stay tuned on our Instagram at IYSA_official. So before I close the seminar, please do a presentation. So the bit.ly/case script Richard Sutejo so that you can use the attention there. Oke, untuk peserta seminar bisa melakukan presensi di link yang sudah diberikan. Dan juga ada kuesioner untuk evaluasi seminar dari I3L di atasnya. Jadi mohon diisi dua-duanya. Okay, maybe thank you so much for Mr. Richard Sutejo for your wonderful
Thank you, Pak
and
Raihan.
magnificent seminar.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, happy to help all of you. Yeah, so may all of our
Yes.
young Indonesian researcher can contribute for our country and for the world. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mr.
Yes, you're welcome.
So let me repeat again. So please do the presents on the link that I give you in comment section. You will get the certificate after you do the present. So you can put the time right now. So about time, so you can use H for hour and M for minute. It's time when you filling the present. So
You always love to cheat the system. I check already. Confirm correct. 我要我 call in, say the order wrong, ask for refund. Shameless. Hi, I'm Richard.
Okay, so don't forget to do the present in the link that I gave you. There are two links. The first link is for evaluation the I3L seminar, and then the second link is for the present. So please do both. Main section link pertama adalah link untuk melakukan absensi, dan link yang satu lagi adalah link untuk melakukan evaluasi seminar dari I3L. Jadi jangan lupa untuk mengisi keduanya. Okay, so participants, please wait a moment. We will pick the link for present. So please wait, we will give you the link. For participant, please wait a moment. We will send you the link because there is some technical problem. Okay, so there is new link that I put in the comment section. Please refill the link, the news link that I sent you. Please do not share the link. Untuk teman-teman sekalian, silakan lakukan absensi atau presensi di link yang ada yang saya berikan di komen. Mohon jangan membagikan link di kemanapun ataupun di grup WhatsApp. Yang sudah melakukan presensi bisa meninggalkan ruangan. So for those who already finished doing the presence, you may leave the room. The certificate will give after you do the presence. So if you do not do the presence, you cannot get the certificate. Once more, the e-certificate will only distribute those who fill the present link. If you not fill the present link, you cannot get the certificate. Okay, so aku akan ulang ya linknya. Jadi please untuk mengisi presensi di link terbaru yang saya kirim di comment section. Sekali lagi, untuk melakukan presensi, silakan lakukan presensi di link terbaru yang saya kirim di comment section. Jangan gunakan link yang lama. Oke, bagi yang sudah melakukan absensi dan presensi, boleh meninggalkan ruangan, dan terima kasih. Oke, thank you everybody yang udah melakukan presensi, bisa langsung keluar dari ruangan, tidak apa-apa. Ini lagi, aku share link terbarunya, please jangan lupa untuk diisi. Karena sertifikat akan dibagikan apabila sudah melakukan presensi. Nama pematerinya Richard Sutejo. Teman-teman yang sudah melakukan presensi bisa meninggalkan ruangan. Okay, for all the participants that already finished, you may leave the room now. If you already do the presents in the link that I give you in comment section, please. After that, if you may finish, you may leave the room. If you already finished, you may leave the room. Thank you all. Pak Doni?
Ya Mal, kenapa Mal? Udah di close
Oke.
aja Mal.
Oke, sepertinya udah semua kayaknya.
Oke, saya close aja ya. Oke, makasih ya.
Berarti
Absen
race-nya
sudah
udah selesai, Pak?
Oke, siap. Udah ya.
Oke.
Tinggal nanti absen aja di ini untuk sertifikat ya. Oke. Makasih Mal ya. Pak ke sini ya.
Oke, baik
Ya,
Pak.
nuhun. Assalamualaikum.
Salam. Oke, untuk peserta yang sudah selesai melakukan presensi bisa meninggalkan ruangan. Sertifikat akan diberikan kepada peserta yang sudah melakukan presensi dan menghadiri seminar hingga akhir. Jadi yang tidak menghadiri hingga akhir atau tidak mengisi presensi tidak akan mendapatkan sertifikat. Okay, let me remind you once more. So please, for participants that already fill the presence link, you may leave the room now. Untuk peserta yang sudah melakukan presensi di link yang saya berikan di comment section, sudah bisa keluar dari ruangan sekarang. Terima kasih. Peserta bisa meninggalkan ruangan sekarang karena seminar sudah selesai. Sekali lagi, peserta bisa meninggalkan ruangan seminar karena seminar sudah selesai.